Right, guys. Right. You want to start us off? Keith, down at your start, please.
Hi,
you're right, Keith.
Some effort from your team tonight, given the exertions of the last week, and you pushed City right into the last whistle there.
Yeah, a good effort from the lads today, I thought, physically. It's been not just a tough week, it's been a really tough run of fixtures for us. I think the big thing for me is every time we enter the pitch, I want the players to empty. I want the players to give everything in the pursuit of winning. Can't ask any more physically from the players today. That was us all out. We played with a good style, I thought, a good, clear plan. Players executed it really well. Bar a couple of moments, the 2 goals, I don't think we defended well enough. We made individual errors. I thought we chased the game really well in the second half because it's a really tough thing to do here against this team. I'm pleased with the efforts that the players gave.
It sounds like the way you're talking there that you feel a bit different to perhaps. I know you lost, but you feel different to perhaps you have in previous matches here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the previous games we've had. So you take the cup game for example. I think we had more chances maybe to score in that game, but there was a different feeling around our performance. The game was almost dead at 3-0, and we were getting chances in the game, but I don't know whether Manchester City were all out in that moment. Whereas today I thought they were. And we were, and I thought it was a really good game in the respect that both teams were going for each other, and I think you have to take into account the game in midweek for us to travel. There was no excuse. The players just turned up and had to physically give their best, and I thought it was a good performance.
Have you had a chance to see Dan Burns' goal that was ruled out for offside? There was a lot of chat that perhaps he was pushed into an offside position. Have you had a chance to see it again? What was your view?
I only saw it from the viewpoint that I thought he was offside, so I didn't see the push because it was just, I'm looking at a still frame really. But yeah, you might be able to tell me more.
Lee Ryder?
Yeah, it was obviously a good effort tonight, and we're behind in the sort of Champions League race, but it's not nights like tonight that's happened. It's damage caused earlier in the season, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. This season's been a challenge in so many different ways, and there's no excuses from us in that respect. The league table isn't what we wanted it to be, but I think you always have to give context to every situation. Yes, in part, our league position isn't based on tonight. I thought tonight and the last 3 games before have been a big upturn in terms of performance, physicality, identity, quality of play. I think we're heading in the right direction, hopefully. And I think that's the most important thing, because then long term we're going to be fine.
And theoretically you can get into the Champions League two routes, obviously winning it or through the league. Do you rethink your priorities going into the sort of last run of the season, or is it just the way it's been all the way through?
Yeah, it's just trying to win every game, Lee, to be honest. I don't think you can overthink things. Whatever team we're playing, so now we go play again on Tuesday to try and win that game. I think that's the only way to think at the moment.
Thanks, Lee. Jordan?
You built up a lot of momentum before today, so how important is that you maintain that and take the positives from that tonight? Yeah,
we don't want to lose the momentum that we've got, as you say, the feeling that we've got, and the feeling's been really strong, and I think that's been why you've seen a sort of a good response from the players. Togetherness is strong, and you see that on the pitch today in that second half when we're going right to the end. We're trying to find every ounce of energy we have to give them another challenge. I mean, there's such a difficult team to chase the game against. One mistake and you're having to recover back in, and then you're not sure when you're going to see the ball again. But we continue to press relentlessly, I thought, and on another day that could have been very different. But they've got quality players, and highlighted by their goalkeeper at the end, who saves from Harvey, and you think that's a big moment. But yeah, I was just pleased the fact we went right to the final whistle.
There was still no Sven Botman today. Why was that, and do you expect him to be back for Tuesday?
Yeah, we thought he was going to be available yesterday, but he just didn't feel 100% right, so we didn't want to take any chances with him. We hope he'll be available on Tuesday, but that's not 100% clear currently.
Scott Wilson?
It does feel kind of different to some of the other games here, Eddie, certainly in terms of the questions you posed of City. You're going to see them again in a fortnight's time. Is there things that you feel you've maybe learned or been particularly pleased with tonight that might feed into that game in terms of the questions you want to ask them there?
Yeah, possibly. I think the football changes so quickly. Even in a couple of weeks, we'll be in a different position, I'm sure, and they'll be in a different position in sense of team and system and set up, so you never quite know. But certainly there's things we adjusted from the cup game that we weren't happy with, and I thought that was a positive few changes for us. So we'll look at it again and we'll try and figure out how we can improve our performance. Certainly the 2 goals we conceded would be a big thing that we need to look at.
Okay, I'll take a few more. We'll go to Chris Woff, to Dominic, and then to Luke Edwards, please. Thank you.
You've mentioned the goals you conceded, Eddie, and without trying to make this too negative, I think it's only 2 clean sheets in 20 Premier League games. How much of a frustration is that? And obviously with Malik not being available for Tuesday and Sven's injury, has the changes to the back line that you've had to make affected that as well?
I think without a doubt. I think when you look at the players we've had injured and the lack of rotation, I have to say the back four that played today did really well off the back of the run of games that we've had to keep turning up and producing, I thought, good performances, although there's a couple of mistakes in there that you will highlight and go, we could have done better. Overall, the players are all out and doing their best for the football club, and we're missing some top defenders that would have made a difference. And I'm sure if we had those players available, that record wouldn't sound as negative as it does. But certainly there's areas to improve, and I'm disappointed the fact we conceded 2 goals today, because when you look at the game, I don't think that was probably what we deserved.
Thanks, Chris. Dominic?
Hi, Eddie. You touched on Dan Burns' disallowed goal. He was also on the receiving end of a challenge from Bernardo Silva, who was already on a booking. Did you have any thoughts on that? Did you see that at the time?
I didn't. It might be one I missed. Complaining probably about something else. I don't think we were on the right end of the decisions today, but I don't want to go down that road. I'm not one of those managers that wants to continually criticise officials, but I thought, again, it was one that we probably didn't get the right end of the decisions.
Thank you. Luke, to finish, please.
That's ruined my question then. Are you aware of the law about shoves? If you are shoved offside, there seems to be a suggestion that the law of the game says you can't be offside. So will you seek to clarify that decision with the relevant authorities?
Yeah, well, I didn't know about that rule, so maybe you've educated me for the first time on something. So I'll.
Doubtful. I think I've done it before.
No, if that is the case, then I think we've got it. And I haven't seen the push, so. But if that is the case, sorry, I missed what you said there. But if that is the case, then I'll seek clarification.
It's not the first time I've educated you.
Okay, thank you.
Might be the last. Thank you. Cheers.
Done. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We'll take a show of hands for questions, please, and we'll set an embargo towards the end for 10:30 p.m. on Sunday evening. We'll start with Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, before we start, let me say one word, because what's played here, I want to say my first words on behalf of Man City to James Milner, that today make an incredible milestone to make the player with more players in the Premier League. Barry is there, but it's incredible, so heads off, because this is consistency, this is love for the game. So I know he will become an incredible top golf player, but what he has done is unbelievable. So on behalf of Manchester City, but you play here, James, congratulations, you deserve it. And the second, I don't know, the guy who make a draw FA Cup against Newcastle, but come back again to Newcastle in 3 weeks, what a nightmare. So, honestly, the guy could be nicer to us.
Was that kind of one of the reasons for your celebrations at the final whistle?
No, with the vibe. The vibe celebration is the result was better, and I don't know how tough it is, but the vibe with the connections with our fans today was the best of the season. We'll have 5 games left. We need a part of course, hopefully Champions League, but 5 games left in the Premier League, so we need that vibe, because. So the game that today we played is what was going to happen then as 11. So with the battles, and it's difficult. Every team today, I saw the game in the training center that Aston Villa leads, and oh my God! So every game will be like that.
Does it feel different though that it's in your hands? Feel different?
No, I don't have that thought. Never had before, never have now. So now we have again 3 days off. And we prepare the next one, Leeds, and one step at a time.
Yeah, Pep, I think Newcastle feel the same about the FA Cup draw as you do. I think they feel the exact same.
Yeah, but we have to travel. If they want to come, we invite them to play here. If they want. No, listen, we lost the first game, and we won 3 in a row then, so it's an unbelievable team. I saw the game in Champions League, 5-0, 0-5 in the half time, so the pace they have up front with the Gordon Elanga, with the long balls with Ultimate, Joe Ellington when happened, the pace in the middle, so the physicality, the quality they play Trippier whole. So it's an incredible complete team, so it's so tough. They put that balls in set pieces in every department is really. So today is a man marking aggressive, they win duels, but we were there. So we learned today, we talk about a lot this last period, so we learned today that is the rhythm, the level of the football, modern football today. That's why the Premier League, all the teams are in Champions League. The rhythm they play and they behave is massive, and yeah, that's really pleased for the victory today.
Thank you. Jamie?
Hi, Pep. Just two quick questions, please. Was Ruben Dias taken off for a tactical reason? Or?
Yeah.
Thank you. And second of all, you said, I think on TV, that 70% of your players have not lived a title run-in before. So how confident are you they can handle it?
No, I don't know 70%. I'll be imagine, because I know now that there are a lot of new players, like the players that will leave, and that's why they had to leave it. But I thought today, so forget about it. Forget about it. How do we have to improve since Stockport game to be? It's not enough, but we have done it many games in this season to compete to win the Premier League or be there. It's a question to we play today to prove ourselves to win the 3 points, but make us feel that we have to do better to at the end have the chance to do it, because otherwise it will be difficult. Today we make a proper Champions League game, a proper Premier League games against the top teams in terms of suffer and play, and just miss the last pass, the last action. We have a lot of actions at the end that we could, the first half was better, but the second have a lot of actions to run and do it that we miss it, and that's why we could not score more goals. But every time they have the ball, the pace they do is so difficult.
So you're confident those new players who have not won a title here under you have the mental courage to handle this next 11 games?
I said to them, guys, what do you have to do? The mental courage, take a lot of caipirinhas, daiquiris in these 3 days. Enjoy life, and after that make a proper 3 training sessions and go to Leeds. That is a proper way that always we did it, because you say no, if you win here and now Arsenal will do that, or Aston Villa, and now we're going to do it, and after that slap in your face, and what you thought is completely the opposite. So just go Leeds. I saw today, and I have the incredible admiration, respect for Daniel, and he's a friend of mine, and I know how difficult it will be, and that is what you have to do. Win the next game, and it doesn't go well, keep going, never give up, and still, because 10 games, 11 games still is a lot of games in the Premier League, a lot.
Paul?
What can you say about Nico O'Reilly's development? He's only 20, he's played full-back for you, different positions this season, then to come up with 2 goals.
Yeah, I play full-back there, play in a holding midfielder, sometimes when Roy was not there, can play now in his position. I know the pace they have, the sense of the second world assist for any unbelievable. So yeah, what a player, I would say. He make an incredible step up. Of course, I give a lot of minutes, but he deserves it. The minutes he play, he deserves it.
Martin?
Just wondered, Pep, will you watch the game tomorrow, the Arsenal-Tottenham game, or are you going on holiday? Or
I go holiday.
Won't bother watching now?
I don't know. I'm on holiday. I don't know if I can watch it. I'm not be here, so I don't know.
Jack?
Hi, Pep. You mentioned the sort of kind of connection with the supporters and the atmosphere tonight. Did you get a feeling as you were coming into the ground today that it felt a little bit different? Because it felt from the very start that it was.
Listen, I have. Always I say the players, we have to play for them. I have incredible respect for them, but sometimes they cannot come for the price, for many reasons, because we play in midweek, for example, at 8, and day after, the kids have to be at school, the father and mother had to go to work, and tomorrow's off, tomorrow's Sunday, so it's a perfect, look the opponent, so we need that. I encourage it to come, we try to do our best. We were not disappointed, but they have the team since I arrived here 10 years ago. They have soul, they have a spirit. The only season was during 2-3 months last season, but I didn't have it. But that guys tried to do it everything, and yeah. So there are games I would like, but today in modern football, the way the opponents play here, man marking, this type of game, you have to outplay this type of game. Otherwise, today is impossible. It's impossible.
No, obviously, there's been quite a lot spoken in the last couple of days about players that have not lived title races, that within your squad. Do you think the fact that they haven't gone through those experiences actually can be a benefit because it's all new and it's all exciting? And
Listen, when I was in a Spurs we draw 2-2, one colleague of you told me, why don't get rid of the Premier League and focus in the Cups? That was the question, right? You were there, right? Yeah. So I said, no, why? Let's go, let's try it. So what today looks like, I don't know what happened tomorrow. Of course, now we take 2 more points Aston Villa, 2 more points for Chelsea for qualification for the Champions League. Today we are closer for the top of the league for the 6th of that. That is an incredible good sign, but many things, I promise you, I honestly, many things is going to happen. I had the feeling we are not going to win all the games. I don't know Arsenal, but I had the feeling we are not going to win all the games. This is my feeling, because come FA Cups, come Champions League, troubles, and you know the final, of course the Carabao Cup is different because after the Carabao Cup final is an international break, but many games, injuries going to come and many things going to happen. So that the best way is relax now and focus in Leeds, and we see. And at the end it depends on our level, how we play, it's better and better. But today there are things, many things, because I remember 3 shoots in the first half in a perfect position for Omar, that is the best one, and could not do it. How many last pass happened 3-4 in front, Ryan Nuri with early, and they created chances, rumors, long balls, second balls, in this kind of balls, corners, of course the pace from Elangas and the other ones, so always is, Gordon is difficult, but in general, you were expecting goals, the possession we had, and many things, the impact from field the last 10 minutes, the impact from Ryan Nuri, Ryan Cherky when came in to have the ball, to connect with the guys. Erling Haaland today was the man of the match for me, because 5 were born. Against Man Market you have to play more direct, and if you don't win that ball or fight that ball 50-50, no chance. And he did it, and yeah, so many good things. It's a perfect game? No. It's an ideal game? No. But we were a team like the way you have to do in these stages, in Champions League games, in the Premier League games, a teams like Newcastle. So this is what you have to do.
We'll set an embargo there for 10:30 p.m. Sunday evening, Ken.